Hi Year 10s. I'm going to show you a method now that helps you solve equations that involve fractions, where there's more than one fraction on one side of an equation. Okay, so we can follow the same strategy as before. If we write every term over a common denominator, then if the denominators all match, that means the numerators all match. Okay, so let's try an example. So here, if we look at our denominators are 2 and 5. So a common denominator, a number they both are factors of, is 10. So we're going to change them into fractions over 10. Okay, and every single term over 10. There we go. So in order to do that, we're going to need to multiply our 2 by 5 on the denominator for the left-hand side fraction. So if we've done that to the denominator, we have to do that to the numerator. So I've put brackets around so that we don't accidentally just multiply one term of the numerator. Alright, now if we look at the next fraction, then we can see that the denominator needs multiplied by 2. Okay, so we're going to multiply its numerator by 2 as well. Alright. And then finally, for our last term, which is on the other side of the equation, if we want that to be over 10, it's currently over 1, okay, so because it's a whole number, so we need to multiply the denominator by 10, so we need to multiply the numerator by 10 as well to have equivalent fractions. Okay, so now we can fill in what we've got. So we have got 5 brackets x plus 2 plus 2 brackets x plus 4 is equal to 6 times 10, which amazingly is 60. Okay, so if I wanted to, I could write the left hand side as a single fraction. So we've got 5x plus 2 plus 2x plus 4 all over 10. Okay, now because the denominators are the same, that means the numerators must also be the same on each side of the equation. Okay, so we can just get rid of the denominators that match. Okay, right, so now we're going to expand the brackets and solve the equation. So it's just a nice sensible linear equation now, we can all be happy. And I'm drawing these on so that I remember that I don't only multiply the first term by 5 but the second term as well. Okay, so expanding out the brackets, we get 5x plus 10 plus 2x plus 4. Oops, nearly did that. 2 times 4 is 8 is equal to 60. And let's collect together the like terms, so we end up with 7x plus 18 is 60. Now to solve that equation, we're going to need to subtract 18 from both sides of the equation so that we get only x's on the left. Alright, so we've got 7x is equal to 42. Is that right? So take away 10 is 50, take away 8 is 42, that's it. And so finally we can divide everything by 7 to get a single x. Okay, and that will give us x is equal to 6. Okay, so here's one for you to try. And pause to have a go at the question and hear from the answers. Okay, right, let's try another example. There we go. So this one is a little trickier for a couple of reasons. We haven't just got single x's, so we've got to be careful when multiplying, but the big thing here is we have a subtraction, and we have to be very careful when we're expanding brackets with a negative. Okay, right, our approach is exactly as before. We look at the denominators, so we've got 3 and 5, and we think of the lowest common multiple, which is 15. So we're going to write these as fractions over 15. And I know I can write a single fraction on each side over 15. Okay, so to make the denominator 15 on the first fraction, I'm going to need to multiply the denominator by 5. So I have to do the same to the numerator. Whereas with the second fraction, I'm going to have to multiply the denominator by 3. So I have to do the same to the numerator. And I put it in brackets to make sure I multiply the whole numerator by 3. And then finally, we've got the whole number 6. So that's like having 6 wholes, 6 over 1. So we need to multiply that denominator by 10, so we do the same to the numerator. Okay? Right, so what have we got? We've got 5 lots of 2x plus 1 minus 3 lots of x take away 3 is equal to 6 times 10. Okay, and that's all over 15. So we can equate the numerators. Because the denominators are both 15, that means the numerators have to match too. So we've got 5 brackets 2x plus 1 minus 3 brackets x minus 3 is equal to 60. Now you could jump straight to expanding those brackets out without writing out just the numerators. Okay, it's up to you. If you're confident doing that, that's absolutely fine. Okay, so you would jump to this next step. So we've got 5 times 2x, 5 times 1, negative 3 times x, and negative 3 times negative 3, which is positive 9. Okay, so you might have gone straight from this second line here to the fourth line that we've just written down. Okay, right, now tidying up a bit. So we end up with 7x plus 14 is 60. Okay, so we're going to need to take away 14 from both sides. So that leaves us with 46 this time. And then finally we're going to divide by 7. So we've got 46 all over 7. Okay, right, so now your turn. Pause the video and then have check your answers. Okay, I hope that helps.